name is Eric Igarcido, and I am here to discuss about the physical development, cognitive development, and the social development for late childhood. So, the preschool year is also known as the years before formal schooling begins. It covers 3 to 5 years old. At this stage, the child achieves several milestones in life which also serve as a basic foundation of learning and development. Preschool are busy moving in their environment both outdoor and indoor. At 3 years of age, children's center of gravity move their trunks and the result their balance improve. At this age you may expect children can walk up down on the stairs using one foot on each steps. Also, children may engage in games such as playing adult children, but their movement are like some young preschool engage in drawing and cutting papers with the use of scissors. That is the way to discover new learning. Then, at the age of 4 years old, children more very fine with their balance, improving using one foot to emerge, and their move are more coordinated and they are to rotate body more easily. Preschool children are more independent and they are also using their hands in manipulating objects like toys, utensils. As they grow, they become to engage drawing or writing. They can also make their own version of words and pictures. At 5 years old, children they can skip smoothly and can also children are more skillful in swinging, climbing. This allows them to experience their environment in funny ways. They also execute flips their cognitive in fine will improve and they began to elaborate when it comes to drawing. So each child developed on their own paths and has their unique needs. So understanding developmental milestone is an important part of working with young children. Learning about and understanding how preschooler use their body will help you know how to support them in developing their motor skills and also help you decide what kinds of learning experiences to plan or to keep in mind that each child is different and that you may have to adapt routines and activities to meet children's unique needs. Milestone. Rather, as highlighted in the physical development course, milestones provide a guide for when to expect certain skills or behaviors to emerge in your children based on cognitive development, gross motor development, fine motor development, and the hearing or speech, vision, and the social emotional development. So, like a family pediatrician, child, or providers should be knowledgeable about children's developmental milestone. So next is physical growth and appearance. Physical growth and appearance are happen during the preschool years. There is a steady increase in children's height, weight, and muscle tone. Compared with toddlers, preschoolers are longer and learner. Their legs and trunks continue to grow, and their heads are not so large in proportion to their bodies. As preschooler, bodies develop over time the areas in their brain that controls movement continue to mature, thus enabling them to perform gross motor skills such as running, jumping, climbing, throwing, kicking, and skipping, and also fine motor skills such as changing beds, drawing, and cutting with the use of scissors. So next is the influence of physical growth. So influence physical growth is a physical growth and development entails more than just becoming a taller, stronger, or a larger. It involves a series of changes in body size, complexion, and proportion, biological and environmental factors that affect physical and growth development. In this section, we will examine the factors that affect physical growth in young children. Is the brain development. So brain development is even though motor abilities in preschool emerge as a result of a physical growth and develop many new motor skills are also the result of brain growth. In other words, movement involves more than simply using arms or legs that think about. So the next is heredity. Heredity is a genetic inheritance plays a significant part in children's physical growth, or it is important to acknowledge that this is a genes influence children's development. Physical growth, like other aspects of developments, happen as a result of the interplay between heredity and the environment. Think Think about the role in creating rich and stimulating environment that foster children's optimal physical development. Is the order in order to reach optimal physical especially at times when their brains and bodies are developing so rapidly, young children require healthy balance, diets that provide vitamins, minerals, and the nutrients. As a family child care provider, we use serve as a role model for children by promoting these healthy habits and the growth and development. Next is the cultural differences. Despite universal patterns in child development, there are variations but such as how children develop their motor skills. Children's environment, places of origin, and particularly in life circumstances can affect how they develop and motor skills. Always be respectful and sensitive about children's background and prior their experience so that your goal is to help the children and to give their full potential. So next is plan meaningfully. In your daily interactions with the children in your care, you can purposefully plan activities that will enable you to gauge how children are developing and refining their motor skills. Next is be sensitive to individual children's needs. As you engage in this observation, remember that each children's is different and sometimes children may not reach milestone as expected. About children development, talk to your trainer or the coach of the family child care administration. Or if you are considered about the family child development, talk with your family. As a family child care provider, your input can support the child greatly as you help the family find any additional support they may need. You should share information with all your families about physical child development and let them know you are available to talk. Next is be responsible to family needs and appearance. In a family approaches you and share concerns about their child's development, encourage them to talk to the child healthcare provider. A healthcare provider can perform a development screening and possibly a refer to the child specialist. Families or children over age 3 may contact their local public school district or most of the school district can arrange a free developmental screening to learn more about the child overall development. Next is the cognitive development for the school. So your relationship with your children is one of the strongest teaching tools. So this lesson will focus on interacting with children to support play, exploration, and learning. You will learn how to teachable moments, and play and communication can make the most of every routine. So, you know that working with a preschool is about so much more than planning a lessons. So, good teaching is all about relating, interacting, and enjoying time with children. In fact, this is maybe the partly why you became a teacher. Your interaction presents the best opportunities to help children learn. Turn your interaction into teachable moments throughout the day or the everyday. Teachable moments simply build natural events in a child's day. As you get to know child, you've learned how to recognize and respond to this event. You this by carefully observing children, providing an interesting and learning environment, and using careful communication. So there are some teachable moments. So first is the being a role model. So children are watching you to learn about the preschool classroom. Next is noticing children's interests and needs. Experienced teachers can sometimes talk about noticing the rabbless or the time when a child is on the stage of getting frustrated or anger. Perhaps the child is heard loudly, moves the materials a little too forcefully, or begins to look a little upset. These are the moments when a sensitive adult can step in and help the child find a solution to the problem. So next is the joining children in play. You can help children expand their thinking and try new things. If children are pretending to be served and to be okay. So next is the using open-ended question. So using an open-ended question have multiple answer and encourage children to describe things in their own words and guide their conversation. Next is modeling the skills and children needs for an anxiety. So you must give time or given some activities for children so that they can encourage and can motivate for them to work. There are two substages. First is the symbolic substages. It's as preschool children show progress in their cognitive abilities by being able to draw objects that are not present by the dramatic increase in their language and make-believe play. So next is the intuitive substage. So preschool children begin to use primitive reasoning and ask a litany of questions. Brain connection in the preschool years. Brain research has also pointed out the crucial role of the environment. So some experts have shown specific areas of brain activity that responds to the environmental stimulation. First is the fast mapping. Fast mapping is a process by which children absorb the new meaning of the word after hearing it once or twice in a conversation. Next is language and social interaction. So according to Vygotsky, believe that young children use language both to communicate socially and to plan, guide, and monitor the behavior in a self-regulatory fashion or their inner speech or private speech. And also, Vygotsky introduced the term of zone of proximal department. It means that it's a task difficult for a child to master alone but can be mastered with the guidance of others or more skillful than the children. So, zone of proximal development is captures the preschooler children's cognitive skills that are in the process of maturing. Next is the information processing theory, or the attention and memory. It's another way of examining and understanding how children develop cognitively. It is a conceptualizes children's mental process through the metaphor of a computer, like processing, encoding, storing, and decoding the data. So next is the young children theory of mind. It refers to the individual thoughts, how about the mental process works, and also it includes awareness of one's own thought processes, social cognition, understanding that people can hold false beliefs, or the ability to deceive or to distinguish appearance from reality, and ability to distinguish fantasy from reality. So next is the social development for late childhood. This lesson provides information and resources that managers or may use to support their staff or members or a family in promoting children's social emotional development. Or this is a key of learning points the impact that social emotional development has only one other areas of child develop and how important it is to children's future learning and social relationship throughout life. Leader and manager, your role is critical to fostering and climate the support social emotional development of the children at youth served in your program. At this period, social emotional development, children are spending less, less time in their home. The bulk of their time is spent outside the home, either alone or with other children rather than with adults. What is social emotional development and why it is important? So, as a human being, our job in life is to help people realize how rare and vulnerable each of one as, and also it is something that no one else has or ever will, something inside that is unique to all the time. It is our job to encourage each other to discover the uniqueness and to provide ways of developing expression. So these are the following core to describe social emotional development. So first is the self-awareness. It's the ability to accurately recognize one's emotions and thoughts and their influence on behavior. This includes accurately assessing one's strengths and limitations and possessing well-grounded sense of confidence and optimism. Next is the self-management. Self-management is the ability to regulate one's emotion or thoughts and behaviors effectively in different situations. This includes managing stress, controlling impulse, and motivating oneself and settings and working towards achieving personal and academic goals. So next is the social awareness. So social awareness is the ability to take the perspective of and empathize with others from diverse background and culture. So it is also to understand the social and ethical norms for behavior and also to recognize family, school, and community where the resources and supports begin. Next is the relationship skills. So we all know that relationship skills is the ability to establish or to maintain the healthy and rewarding relationship with their diverse individual or in a group. So it also includes that communicating clearly, listening actively, and cooperating, resisting inappropriate social pressure, and negotiating conflicts and constructively, and also it's seeking and offering help when needed. So next is responsible decision in making. Responsible decision making is the ability to make constructive and respectful choices about personal, behavior, and social interaction based on the consideration of ethical standards. And also it concerns that the safety and the social norms must connect the realistic evaluation of consequences of various actions or the adult well-being self or being the others. There are five types of peer status. First is the popular. Popular is a frequently nominated as the best friend and one who is really disliked by peers. So second is the average. Average is the receives an average number of a positive and negative nomination from peers. Third is neglected. Neglected is a very seldom or denominated as best friend but is not really disliked. Next is rejected. Rejected is infrequently nominated as best friend but one who is disliked by peers. Lastly is the controversial. Controversial is a frequently nominated as a best friend but at the same time is disliked by peers. So family support. So family support is the crucial at the stage, which characterized by success and failure. If children do not find a supportive family when they find their interests, they can easily get frustrated. A high quality adult relationship, specifically family relationship, enables them to successfully go through the stage of development.